Yo, what's up, guys? Knew I wasn't gonna miss it, man. Had to tune in to this excellent fight, man. Sorry, been going for a minute, man. Just putting in that work as usual. Y'all know how it go as adults. But anyway, man, let's get to it. Excellent fight, man. I have to say this was an excellent fight. Y'all know I don't like to say that, but this was good. Two of the biggest names in boxing outside of Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward. We can go on and on and on. Man, the list goes on and on and on. But excuse me. But these were guys that we've been waiting on for about four years now. You know, and counting. And they finally decided to get in there and do it, man. And we finally saw what these guys look like in there. A lot of people were predicting that the weight was going to be a little bit too much for Canelo as far as his stamina. And it did show in the fight. His stamina was an issue. He definitely has not gotten that under control. He was struggling with his stamina, but with that being said, he was still able to defend. He was still able to slip punches. He was still able to make Triple G miss. So you can see why the fight went the way that it went. I was talking to my brother, well, we were texting back and forth who we thought were winning the rounds. And I pretty much had the fight, I would say a draw. It was all even. I would say I had it all even. I had Canelo winning 1 through 3, and then I had Triple G winning 4 through 7. They were even in the eighth round. Uh, Canelo came out in the ninth, did what he had to do in the ninth, edged Triple G. Then Triple G came back in the 10th, edged him, so it was even again. And then the 11th and the 12th, it was even. It was nothing that they both did to edge the other one. I can't say it wasn't spectacular because guys were landing. You were waiting for that moment where one guy paused and one guy got hit, and the other one just stopped his attack. No, once the attack was on, one guy looked like he was fading, like Canelo, especially in the 11th and 12th, looked like he was fading, and then he was coming back, with a couple of other shots. So I'll tell you guys what I saw early, what could have been what could have benefited Canelo uh, had he continued to press the action. What I saw early, man, was I saw his dominant foot on the outside of Triple G's, but Triple G was smart enough to put his dominant foot on the inside of Canelo, and when that happened, because Triple G is so wide, his wingspan is wide, he was able to keep his jab always in front of Canelo. It was always accurate. It was always right there. So he was able to land those jabs all night. But it wasn't enough to do anything to Canelo, to stop him, to back him up too much, as far as not allowing him to get off his shots. It definitely didn't do enough to stop him from pressing the attack when he wanted to. So that's normally what the jab would do. It would neutralize somebody's attack and open up other opportunities for the individual throwing the jab at a consistent rate to be able to go to the body or be able to go to the head when they want to, or be able to string together combinations. So he wasn't really able to get off his combinations the way that he wanted to, because for one, Canelo's defense was excellent, man. I mean, he looked like Floyd Mayweather in the first 3 rounds, man. You got to give it to him. He was ducking, dodging, moving, slipping, blocking. A lot of those shots that Jim Lampley, and that's another thing about Jim Lampley, man. It's almost time for him to wrap it up, man. He's getting worse than Larry Merchant ever was, man. This guy, he started out in the fight, with the boom. He didn't do the boom, boom, boom. He did the jab, 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 jab. He went into that whole process, man. And I'm just like, wow, man, it's not that serious. I mean, this guy had a faint jab out there that was tapping Canelo's head, especially in the first 3 rounds. I mean, he couldn't even figure the guy out. He couldn't find Canelo. Canelo was extremely confident going into the fourth round, but he was almost on E. Um, at that time, he was almost on E. So that's when Triple G, he started seeing what he wanted to see, and you could see where everything was playing out the way that he wanted to, and he started moving. He started shifting. He started turning around Canelo. You see, he started trying to go from angle to angle. Moving laterally. He started doing that stuff. So it's funny how the fight just it looked like a dance, man. One guy led, and then the other one, was carried, and then the other half of the fight, one guy led, and the other guy was carried. That's what it looked like. These guys were, just in there grooving, man. Just grooving. One was following the other one. First it was Canelo, just grooving, man, for the for the first three, and then Triple G started coming in there doing his thing. So it was entertaining, man. It was really really fun. Um, like I said before, at the top of the year, man, 2017, it's been some excellent boxing matches, man, put together, and I'm happy that I was alive to see all of the stuff that I wanted to see finally, and it didn't disappoint. This fight did not disappoint me at all. I was spot on through the whole fight. I was spot on because you had those rounds, man. Like I told you guys before, those swing rounds, man. Those rounds between like the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh. Those are some murky waters right there, man. You could have went either way with those rounds, but it just wasn't clear and concise who really did the most damage in the fight. But what I can tell you is this: is that Triple G had Canelo tired, man. Canelo, or he tired himself out, and he wasn't letting his hands go, man. And Triple G was taking over, and you could have went for 7, like I did, or you could have went 4-8 for Triple G, all the way through to the 8th round, and you could have edged him by 1 point at a split decision, and gave it to him, or you could have flipped the whole script and did the same thing. You couldn't have truly did the same thing for Canelo, but Canelo started edging. He started edging a little bit after the 9th round. He started making his way through. He landed some big shots in the 10th. He tapered off a little bit in the 11th. So you see what I'm saying? It was jumping around. So I had it just right, man, and I was glad that the judges saw it the way that I saw it. It was an even fight, and I can't wait to see these guys get in the ring and do it again one more time, man. So I kind of knew that this was gonna be the deal. It's too big of a fight. Now it's gonna be that much more bigger. In the next year, coming. They should do it around the same time next year, if not on Cinco de Mayo, and make it a big event, man. Maybe even take it to Dallas Stadium or something like that. That's what I'm expecting. But anyway, man, I'm 8 minutes way over my 8 minute mark. I wanted to chop it off there. I'm getting ready to go to bed. Got to go to work. But how'd you guys see it, man? If you saw any different in there, we can get into all of the details, because it's going to be an aftermath type, uh, after the post fight preview reviews. Everybody's gonna go into the aftermath of the fight and all of this, and we're gonna start picking it apart. We're gonna break it down. Everybody gonna do their slow motion fights without sound and all of this stuff. You know how it go, man. Everybody's gonna do it. So we're gonna pick this thing apart, man. We're gonna get real precise with it. We're gonna see what was going on. Like I said, Canelo was making Triple G miss a lot of shots, so it's easy to see how some of those judges had it. What was it, 110, 118 for Canelo? That's crazy, man. But I can see why they would do it, given the fact that he was missing a lot of shots and hitting gloves. So, but I just couldn't do it, because even during that process, uh, Canelo, he was blocking shots and Triple G was being active. So you can't just reward Canelo for not being active, and Triple G was. You see what I'm saying? So you have to go with that. That's where I am with that whole thing, and that's how it ended up turning out pretty even in the fight for me, because one guy was doing and another guy wasn't, or they was doing at the same time, and it was beautiful, man. It was good. But anyway, man, I can't wait, like I said, for the next one. And I hope y'all are. Tell me how y'all saw the fight. Peace.